Charlie Butch has brought along his field center card there, which I'm a big fan of.
All right, here we go.
Up strong.
It's on in Chiba with Junk Forward and Marauding Captain.
Yep, accelerates 3 monsters on the field, but there, immediately out of the gate.
Ghost Ogre, but he's got Called by the Grave. He's got it.
He's got the Call by the Grave. He's going to show the Isolade, but immediately Kai's going to drop the Call by the Grave.
Interesting note, you don't reveal Isolde until it resolves.
Yeah. Okay.
So that is either a procedural error or a huge mistake by Heidinger, and it looks like it's a procedural error. Since Isolde...
Wow, that's huge. That's a huge start.
That is big.
Yeah, we were talking about cards that answer these particular turn 0 interaction items. Call by the Grave the best.
It is indeed. So, Charlie's needing another one. One thing to note, though, is that Heidinger had to use Octastretch right there.
Yes.
So, if he probably does have another one in his deck. I do believe that is the case.
Indeed, yeah. So as long as he didn't draw it, he will still be able to use the effect of Isolde, sending the Divine Sword to special summon it. He could also send both equip spells to special summon the Headbat.
Which he just added to his hand.
Right, so that means he definitely still has the Octastretch in his deck.
Yeah.
The one thing is, though, he's basically losing out on one Surge because he already had to use Octastretch's effect here.
Right, but because he was able to accelerate an additional monster onto the field thanks to Junk Forward and Marauding Captain, I don't think it's going to matter.
It helps make up for it.
Yeah, exactly. That's what this deck's all about. Being able to put just a number of materials onto the board to be able to make Isolade and then follow up with the rest.
Follows up with Impermanence on the second effect of Isolde.
Okay, so here's the question. Did that Junk Forward Marauding Captain make enough materials?
It's definitely looking a bit rough.
I don't know, did Heidinger not search rematch, did he?
No. He already has a copy in his hand.
He already has one in.
Yeah, that's why.
All right.
But without a Gouki on the field, he still can't use Headbat. All he has is a Octastretch in the graveyard, correct?
That's right. He doesn't have the, he doesn't have a second Gouki either.
Yeah.
So he's out. He's out of gas.
Yes.
Interesting
It
start
depends on the rest of his hand, though. If he has that Spell Striker, for example, he could push forward more, summon an Invoker, get another Gouki from his deck, put those 2 monsters in the graveyard, and keep comboing off. But it looks like he might have...
I don't think he can because he added Suprex to his hand with Isolde. So he can't summon
you're right.
Suprex.
You're right.
That's the only one.
Okay, well, the Charlie Futch, he had to use 2 cards out of his hand there to be able to stop Kai Heidinger's combo. So
after that, it only takes 2.
Yeah, exactly.
And with 4 cards after he draws for turn going second.
He already activated both effects of Isolde, and they are both hard once per turn.
It looks like Futch is trying to explain that to his opponent, that the effect has to be negated at activation.
The activation must be negated.
Yes.
Yeah. Yes. And Charlie is 100% right. He has used both effects of Isolde, and he has made a useless Link Summon. That's one of those things that's easy to forget. How many parts of the effect, how many effects on the card are once per turn?
Right.
And in Isolde's case, it's both. So Heidinger is out both of his Isoldes without Ghost Reaper even needing to resolve.
Yeah. Charlie is jamming through his phases, and he has Speed Roar Takata on board. Probably the best start in the whole Gouki deck. Single card gets you an immediate rank 3 without a normal summon.
And he didn't draw the Chikenborg, so he gets the full value out of that Terror Top.
Yep.
Good start. Multiple pieces of interaction on the first turn. A rank 3. And Heidinger, he's got... I don't think he has anything else. I only saw spells and the cards he searched.
Yeah, doesn't look like it.
So
goes very well for Futch.
Indeed. Despite losing the die roll, Charlie Futch is able to break serve and take this back.
Yeah, does Heidinger have 3 cards left in hand? Let's see. He searched... he has...
And Suprex.
Right, and we know he has Rematch.
Yes.
So that's probably the 3.
So I don't believe that Heidinger has anything to say about this.
I don't think so either.
At this point, it's a matter, I believe, of just trying to win the duel outright.
Yeah. You definitely don't want to give Heidinger another turn.
Indeed.
Yeah. While his hand isn't good enough to break an extra link, right, it could just be 1 card away from doing something. When you have the opportunity in the duel, you have to, especially with these combo decks.
Yeah, especially in the finals.
Take it. Yeah.
You have to put them away right now.
He's still got to get through this Isolate of Kai's, though.
Indeed he does.
Yeah, you're able to Isol during your, excuse me, Nightmare Cerebrus during the combo, right? You can easily summon that monster.
Cerberus needs to take one in the main monster zone, does it not?
Oh, maybe. I
Special
remember it's a
summon
special summon
monster
monster.
in the main
Let me
monster
check.
While we're checking on this, Kai is taking a look through his own extra deck.
Main monster zone, but I guess you also have cards like Firewall Dragon, right, and Nightmare Unicorn if you're able to go that far. Even actually Trigate Wizard.
Trigate Wizard.
Yeah, there's so many cards to get rid of it.
But in Trigate's case, I wonder if you banish it or just attack for the double damage.
You're right.
You might actually get more out of it that way.
Right.
A tricky Trigate Wizard.
Yep.
Isolde's effect. Pays the cost with Divine Sword Phoenix Blade. Pays the cost with. Well, that's an ironic phrase, considering the huge number of free cards that thing gets you.
Yeah, definitely. He's going to pay the cost quite a bit with these Nightmares, but the sword just keeps on coming back.
You can't see it, but there's massive air quotes around pay the cost.
Yep.
My favorite pay the cost was definitely Genix Undine.
Yeah, Genix Undine was a strange one.
Pay the cost.
Well, the cost there is putting Genix Controller in your deck, really.
Yeah.
It's a lot like Brilliant Fusion and Garnet. Aria Scorpio and Gouki rematch are now added to Charlie's hand.
Yep, he's going to activate rematch, give back 2 Gokis. They're going to tag in. You thought they were out. You thought they were down. But they're back in business.
Kai Hedinger is certainly hoping that that is indeed the case for him.
Yeah, I think at this point, Kai is just waiting to see if he can get any more information on this.
True to its name, the Divine Sword Phoenix Blade rises from the ashes back to Futch's hand so that he can keep on fueling these Nightmare monsters.
You know what I want? I want a Divine Sword Sacred Phoenix of Nephthys Blade.
That would be awesome. That would be absolutely awesome.
Firewall Dragon hits the field. It's doing its thing.
Yep, so the big piece to this combo is going to be Firewall Dragon. That's what really allows you to accelerate all these monsters on the field after you've gotten a rematch and gotten the materials necessary. Every single time a monster leaves the zone that Firewall points to, Butch is going to be able to special summon another monster from his hand, and thanks to the Gokis being able to search additional monsters every time they're sent to the graveyard, that's a lot of free summons.
Important rules note with Firewall Dragon, though. No matter how many monsters leave the zones it's pointing to at the same time, you still only get 1 trigger out of the effect. That is a question that seems to come up quite a bit. And frankly, I think Firewall Dragon's good enough just getting it once every time a monster leaves the field.
Yeah, let's be honest. We don't need to summon any more monsters. What is perfectly enough.
All right, so Charlie's got Ghibli on the field there. He receives his deck back from the judges. We are using the same procedures as earlier in the day today, so the judges are doing the final shuffling. Unfortunately, they're doing it off scene, Luke, so I'm afraid you can't admire their technique.
No, it's a real shame. I've been keeping it quiet because I usually get ridiculed, but I hear you guys, you're also a fan of shuffling, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah?
I was shuffling a bit when DJ Yummy was on.
Oh, yeah.
Kind of shuffling.
That sort of shuffling, yeah.
Oh, okay. Okay.
I just try to make more draw cards than search cards, so we shuffle less.
Yeah, better keep that on the download then. I'm a huge fan of the way people shuffle. Always tells something about their character. And we've seen plenty of shuffling from all of our duelists here at the World Championships.
All right, so Nightmare Goblin.
Looks like they're trying to figure out how the chain links were ordered and when Butch is supposed to draw that card.
In fact, this is exactly what got Charlie in trouble yesterday.
Yeah.
So I found the resolution to our thing about Firewall Dragon not being able to do its thing earlier, and it was a case of his opponent pointed at his cards and, basically pointed at them in a bad way, so that it would be so that Ibli would be on the field first because of Mermaid.
Yeah.
And he could then not summon from hand with Firewall Dragons. You can only special summon Link monsters.
Right.
In that case. And this is why you should actually just never let your opponent do that.
Yeah.
Don't let them tell you what your play is.
Yeah. I mean, I don't really think he needs this draw off of this Goblin anyway. He's probably got enough materials on the field.
No, but this could be a case of Kai trying to get him a penalty. So they could possibly be upgraded later in the match.
It could be right. Yep. So Charlie is going to use the effective Firewall Dragon to bounce away his opponent's Isolde, as well as add back Ibli from his graveyard. That way he can normal summon it using the additional summon from the Nightmare Goblin and bring back the second copy of Nightmare Goblin.
So now it's a race to 8,000. He's got 25 and 1,000 with the monsters in that column. He's got a Nightmare Goblin co-linked, which will have 1,300. So 1,000, 1,300 is 23 plus 25 is 48. He's nowhere close to enough quite yet.
There's a bit more to be done yet, though.
Indeed. Charlie thinking on his next extra deck summon.
To be clear for our viewers at home, the World Championships duelists are encouraged to see the match out to the end. So that's why, you know, a lot of you may be screaming at your screens right now. Kai should be moving on to the next game, but yeah, that's the reason why.
But as you can see before, just like with that Fireball Dragon there, it's entirely possible if Hutch will make a mistake.
Yeah, exactly.
Even here, he was a little bit uncertain about what he wanted to link away. It looked like he was going to get rid of that Firewall Dragon, but oh, he links away for Borlo Dragon, and I also saw a single card in his hand. He might just have Monster Reborn to really seal the deal. And a special summon Octo Stretch off of the effective Firewall Dragon. Link it away for Blink Karibo.
So he's at 3,000. Oh, there's Monster Reborn.
Yeah.
There it is. So he's got 3,000 and 13 and 25 and 1,000. 55, 65, 68. And Scorpio, even with the minus 1,000, is still going to be enough. Attack number one.
Do some quick math here, but the writing is definitely on the wall for Heidegger.
Firewall Dragon connects. Nightmare Mermaid connects. That's another 1,000.
He uses 1,000 attack. He has 0 attack, and he has 1 free. By Mermaid.
Heidinger is telling him what his own cards do. Charlie knows. He also does not care. He is continuing to attack.
Yeah, I think the Mermaid is making him lose attack points.
That's correct.
Correct.
It does not matter, however, and Heidinger loses all of his life points in one shot.
Yep, as you see them trickle all the way down from 8,000 to 0.
It's still going.
Yeah, Fudge delivers the turn 1 Gouki Smackdown. First duel of the Dragon Duel World Championship.
Yeah, and that's a really tough start for Heidinger.
Yeah.
You know, when you've got your combo and you've got the Call by the Grave to stop your opponent's hand trap, and then they just have another one.
Yeah, absolutely.
That really is a backbreaker.
Yeah.
And indeed, Charlie
And then he
had his own combo as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's exactly what we were talking about before the match, right? The odds of drawing 2 hand traps, and how important that is against Gouki, because they typically can push through one, whether it be by Call by the Grave, additional combo cards, or what have you.
Yeah,
That was wild.
that was amazing. And you shouldn't take anything away from Charlie there. He had the cards, but he was able to perform the combo as well.
Yeah,
That was a very complicated combo to be able to perform, especially on such a huge stage.
And we saw that Borlo Dragon as well, something that many of the Gouki players are just cutting completely.
Yeah.
But it got him some key extra damage there. It's probably the biggest monster in his extra deck.
Right.
I think it is, by far.
Likely so.
Yep,
Yeah,
looks like it to me.
I think that's why he was initially considering linking away the Firewall Dragon and Monster Reborn it back, because that would have been the most damage he could have put on the field.
Right.
Yeah.
Then he realized, oh, wait, I'm playing the Borlo Dragon.
Yeah.
Hang on.
Yeah, we see some of both Playmakers and Revolver's key cards coming out in the Gouki deck that duel.
Indeed, working together even.
Blasphemy.
Blasphemy.
Yeah.
Well, I suppose they were old foes in that secret project. But if you want to hear more about that, you really ought to be watching Yu-Gi-Oh! Brains. It's an excellent
amazing.
series.
It really is.
Very good.
Yes, that's one big reason why I'm so excited for the main event
Indeed.
finals. Yeah, we got a Ghost Girl deck against Blue Angel.
Indeed.
2 of the most popular characters, 2 of the coolest decks to watch play.
And I was looking to see, is anybody talking about the World Championship? What do they think about the final match? And I did see some fan art basically splicing together images to show them dueling against each other, which I thought was really cool.
Yeah.
So it seems that the fans are pretty into it.
Yeah, I mean,
as well.
I'm pretty into it. I can't wait to see that duel.
I think Blue Angel might have a bit of an advantage in this case because we are like smack in the middle of Idol Mania right now. There's one
yes.
group performing at the baseball stadium. There's another one in this building, just a few blocks away.
Yeah.
In this very large convention center as well. Then we have Trickstars in the finals too.
It's clearly pop weekend.
So we've got the choices have been made for the side decks. So let's take a look at that.
Yeah.
So Heidinger has his Reapers and Winter Cherries in the side deck. I do believe he's going to try to give Charlie a taste of his own medicine on that one.
Indeed.
Along with his Infinite Impermanences. Actually, no, he gets to go first. That's right.
Yes.
Despite starting so well, he did not win that match. So he does get to go first.
Yeah, so I don't think there's much that he's going to put into
Yeah,
Felicity. It's
Yeah, these decks are built to go first. So
Yes.
while he did go second in that duel, we saw him basically turn behind. Oh no, he went first in the first.
He went first,
Yeah,
yeah,
even
that's
with
win.
Called by the Grave got beat out. Yeah, that is.
It's so
shows the-
strange that
Yeah.
we can't even believe it still.
Incredible.
So Charlie, though, he can get even more hand traps in. He's
Yes,
got those
yeah.
gammas.
Yep, full suite of gammas. He's got a Ghost Ogre and Snow Rabbit even.
Yeah.
We'll probably see both those coming in. The rest of these cards are for either going first or battling the back row strategies, the more control strategies, trying to interact with those spells and trap cards.
Yeah, I think that might be what that second rematch is for. Because if you're trying to just combo off, you only ever need one.
yeah, exactly.
But if you got to grind through a bunch of traps, that sort of thing, then you might need the second one.
Yeah, we saw Ghost Spell and Haunted Mansion make a huge breakout performance in this tournament, and I think that could be one reason to play the additional copy of rematch as well.
Kai once again starting with junk forward.
Oh, wow. It does look like we are indeed ready. And Kai is right out of the gate.
Got a bit excited there, sorry. Sorry, live stream. Okay. Kai starting once again with junk forward.
All right.
Let's see if Charlie's face is saying to me, I don't got anything.
I don't know. I think that's just normally.
Okay.
Yeah, it looks like Heidinger is looking for a translation of a card. Looks like in Akihabara this weekend he might have picked up some sweet Japanese foil versions of some of these cards, but unfortunately does not help him when he's trying to figure out what the card effects are.
Interesting.
It's probably just one small aspect of a card, something like the full effect of Headbad or something that might not come up too often.
Yeah, it's one of those things that people forget about quite a bit is that you need the Gouki on the field already.
Yeah.
Like, Headbat isn't there just to be a free special summon. It's supposed to be boosting up the attack points of your monster.
Mm-hmm.
And the special summon is just a bonus. But these Gouki cards are not quite being used in the way that Go Onizuka would do so.
Yeah,
But
exactly.
I do think you would approve of that last duel. Like, looking like you're on the ropes and then the big turnaround.
Yeah.
So during the main event, or rather during the rounds yesterday, the Swiss rounds, each duelist had an iPad essentially at their table that just let them look up whatever cards they wanted to
Yeah, exactly.
see what the things are. So right now, that's basically where we are. Is instead of the iPad being there for the players, it's being held right next to
By
the
the
players.
judges, yeah.
And that's just something that happens in international competition. You
Yeah.
need translation. That's just how it is. And I know you know more about this really than anybody.
Yeah, I must say the European YCSs, I played in one myself, and even when there are cards that you think you know what they do, you don't really know the exact text of cards. You just know roughly kind of what they do, you know. So sometimes you get it into your head, especially in a critical situation.
Oh my goodness!
You just need to check for a translation.
So we got an instant fusion for Dragoness, and Charlie once again has the Ghost Reaper and Winter Cherries. It does not target. Reeling is not a cost.
Yeah.
There is no target. Heidinger has the call by the game again. And Charlie is arguing, hey, you told me to reveal.
I asked you.
So Called by the Grave targets a monster in the graveyard and banishes it. And then the effects of that monster and the activated effects of monsters with the same name as that card are negated for the rest of the turn.
So, yeah, we have a ruling dispute here about exactly where the card is being revealed, and
indeed, and it seems that
play Called by the Grave.
Yeah, it seems that Asher is right there on the scene, at the table to take the judge call, and his ruling is when you asked him what you were revealing for it, you were passing your ability to chain to it, and that is the right call. This is part of why it's very important not to use the incorrect terminology when you're talking about cards. So basically, Kai asked him for a target. Card does not target. It just reveals something at resolution. And as a result, Charlie said, okay, here's what I'm using. And Kai lost his chance to chain.
Yeah, unfortunately, it's one of those situations where,
that's stage lights.
Yeah,
that's stage lights every time.
Kai's first language is not English. So it's hard to say whether it was a misstep on kind of, within the realms of him making that misstep, or whether he just, didn't know the right word to say to proceed in the game.
Interesting.
Hard to say, but, I just say there are a lot of big lights, and,
I'm pretty sure that's lights, especially after the first game happening.
It just makes me think, because he was able to perfectly use Call by the Grave the first time around, that,
Yeah, but we saw something similar happen in the first duel, right? Where Charlie revealed the card, and then Heidinger actually responded with it. Miscommunication on when he's supposed to reveal.
Yeah, that first one was Charlie's fault, though. Like, Charlie activated it and just immediately flipped it without asking for a chain.
It's surprising, then, that the judges didn't step in there and explain it fully, of how that interaction should have gone down.
Probably because it wound up being the correct result in the end there.
Yeah.
Generally, though, they are there to observe and not necessarily butt in unless asked.
Right. Yeah.
So Heininger's going to do the best he can without Isolde. And, well, we'll see. One of the skills of these combo decks is being able to play it when you lose one of your key pieces like this.
Yeah.
And we'll see if he can navigate it.
Yeah, he seems to have a bunch of monsters, which is always what you want to see in Gouki.
And he's got the Nightmare Corruptor Ibli right there. Doesn't do a whole lot other than stop your special summons while she's on the field. So when normal summoned, you can special summon the Nightmare from your graveyard pointing to her.
Yeah, it's interesting how we're going to see Heidinger try to navigate this one. That Call by the Grave is going to be used more as a piece of interaction during his opponent's turn now, rather than a way to push through his own combo this turn.
Yeah, that's right. You can take out a Gouki. It's a little rough though, because he now, Charlie now knows that it's there.
Yes.
Yeah. Still, is it really that easy to play around, Call by the Grave?
Call by the Grave? No. It's not the easiest card to play around because it's a quick play spell. And we see that Heidinger's gotten to a Phoenix and a Cerberus. And he gave him Ibli. That's very interesting. I wonder what he's going to do with that, or why he gave it to him. Does it really help you in this case?
I don't think so. I think that because of how flustered he was after that interaction with Ghost Reaper and Call by the Grave, he's just trying to work out as best he can, given the situation.
It could be a case of, well, if you can't get a second warrior on the field because you can't special summon it, you can't get to your Isolde. So that could be the angle here. Charlie's up. Heidinger's monsters cannot be destroyed by battle or card effects. Yeah, I guess Ibli doesn't help at all because it just turns into Mermaid.
Looks like he's going to tribute it away for... Oh, Link summoned it away for...
Just Mermaid.
Yeah. Charlie's thinking about whether or not he's going to use the effect of Nightmare Mermaid here.
It's tough because getting the materials nice, but not being able to special summon warriors is less nice.
Yeah.
doing a little bit of math. It's a high-pressure situation right there.
Yeah, definitely. Yep. He's a match point away.
He's thinking about it.
Yep.
He's thinking about it. And he activates.
Yep. He's going to discard junk forward. Special summon Nibley from his deck.
Yeah, that was the right play to use the Mermaid's effect.
He might be trying to make, what do you think, Phoenix here to deal with the Called by the Grave? Is that why? Or what do you think, Jerome?
Hey, is it set? Oh, yeah, that is
it's
Called
set
by
on the
Grave
far
set.
left.
That's probably what it's going to be. He needs one more monster for that, and he hasn't used his normal summon. But, I mean, all he's really doing in this case is forcing out the Called by the Grave.
Yeah.
Something.
Yeah, but is he losing too much to force out this Call by the Grave, do you think?
It really just depends on the rest of his hand.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, especially if he has an accelerant. Oh, no effect on Gouki Suprex because of the Ibly. And right here, he can just Call by the Grave the Suprex anyway. Just going to get Cerberus. Heidegger lets it through, which is interesting.
Strange. Surely you would just Call by the Grave it, because it's going to be his last chance.
Oh, you know, maybe he wants to take out a target from rematch.
That could be true.
Well, he would also do that by hitting a Super Exit there, right?
No, because he might
later on.
Yeah. He wants to chain it to that so that he can't just fill his grave with more Gokis and just do Super X that way. Nightmare Cerberus, unfortunately for Charlie, cannot target either of those monsters.
Right.
He actually had a situation exactly like that in the finals of his WCQ in North America this year, where he summoned it and then tried to target an untargetable set of Nightmare monsters.
Well, hopefully he's learned his lesson this time now that he's on the World Championship stage.
It appears,
One game away from being crowned.
It's tough. This is where you got to tighten up the most.
Yeah.
Now he links away both Nightmares. Is he going for... Yeah. He's going for a Unicorn.
Looks like it.
And he targets the set card. And he's going to take a look.
Yeah.
Interesting. Do you think this is better than just summoning the Phoenix rather than the Cerberus and doing it then?
You know, I don't think so. I think I would have done the Phoenix. But he might have plans for that Phoenix later on that we just don't know about.
Could be true.
How many cards? And you normally.
Heidegger clarifying how many cards Fudge has left and whether or not he's normal summoned this turn.
And he takes out Bear Hug. Definitely the right one in this case.
Yep.
That's the one that has not used its effect yet.
Maybe Fudge might be just filling his graveyard for, Living Pulse. I was going to say Soul Charge.
Possible, huh?
The Dapper Dinosaur rears his head again.
And use it for junk forward. And he's Instant Fusion next.
And this is going to give him access to MX Saber Invoker after he Xyz summons away these two level 3 monsters.
It's Xyz material, so it is not banished. And now we get another Super X from the deck. And that is the one that he's already used the effect of.
Yes.
It comes out in defense, of course, but he's linking it away anyways. And Luke, I see you getting some statistics over there. What do you got?
I'm just, I was trying to figure out if I could get the Dragon Duel statistics.
Ah, okay.
He's going to activate the effect of Isolde now.
But it's not gonna give us much because they're both playing Gouki.
Yeah, that's true.
Gouki's definitely gonna win against Gouki.
I think you're right.
I'm glad you're here. We needed a stats man for that one.
Yeah.
100%.
What can I say? 100% of the time, the mirror match is gonna win 50% of the time.
Thank you.
It's important.
So Isolde, multiple effects here. I don't believe we've seen much of a glimpse of Kai's hand other than that called by the grave a bit earlier. So not sure what he might have in the way of interaction. I mean, what he does have in his deck, it's things like Droll and Lockbird, Ash Blossom. He may or may not have put in Ghost Reapers, but we're assuming that he did not, since he's going first.
Right.
This one's combo pieces.
So Charlie has been able to work his way through this. He managed to get rid of that Call by the Grave, and now he's been able to use his Isolate, which is usually where the big Gouki combo starts.
And it goes through. Not doing any shuffling quite yet. Still many searches to follow. Because of the co-link status of Heidinger's monsters, well, they can't be targeted by Nightmares, so Phoenix wouldn't be able to draw, or Cerberus wouldn't be able to draw.
Bit of a difficult situation, even with all the cards that Charlie has here, to break up that board of Kai's.
What he could do is he could get that as Borreload.
Yeah, he could go back to that Borreload Dragon again. That would certainly help out.
And he has to use the Assault here because he doesn't have an open zone otherwise.
Right. Yeah.
Does he use the Unicorn? I think he uses the Unicorn.
He could.
He use the Unicorn to switch extra monster zones. No, goes all three.
Interesting choice.
For the Borreload.
That's a hell of a lot of material.
Borreload.
Yeah.
Because that's the non-targeting, non-destructive out that he has to Heidinger's field. He certainly can.
Yeah, Isolate for 2.
Isolde's 2. Unicorn's 1. And Octastretch is 1.
Yeah. So he's counting up. Isolde's counting as 2.
Yeah.
Unicorn is 1. And his last monster is a single link material.
So this seems like this is a really strong argument for playing the Borreload here.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. We were talking about this yesterday, just how strong Borreload Dragon is just as a standalone piece of tech.
It really is. Like, the best answer to Borreload is another Borreload.
Yeah.
So everybody needs a Borreload.
Yeah.
And if you don't have yours yet, you'll have a chance to get it in the Mega Packs in this year's Mega Tins.
Yep.
A little later on. Rematch is Search, and it comes down bringing back Octastretch and Suprex. Duelists tied at 7,000, each dropping 1,000 for instant fusion.
Charlie, once again, is going to link away some of his monsters to summon Phoenix.
There's the Phoenix with 1,900 attack points. Borreload is going to take the other Nightmare Phoenix.
Huh? Which one? Take control.
Takes control of the Nightmare Phoenix there. He can't target for the minus 500 until just now that they are no longer co-linked. So Cerberus goes down to 1,100 and gets hit for 8.
Yep, Duel's clarifying 800 damage there.
No, that Phoenix is going to go through unimpeded.
That's 1,900 more. And then the big bad Borreload cannot attack because it already did to steal the monster. It's a very unique way of taking monsters.
Yeah.
Most of it's done in the main phase, but Borreload does it in battle.
Yeah, certainly one of my favorite Link monsters is Borreload Dragon.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of it as well.
Being able to take stuff is just always nice.
All of the Boral monsters are pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we got that new one just came out, and Boral Sword.
Boral Sword Dragon is by far my favorite. That one is so powerful.
It's pretty big over here in Japan. Why don't you tell them about it?
Yeah, so Boral Sword Dragon is an interesting monster because it can be used both offensively and defensively, but primarily offensively.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's a sword, you know.
Indeed.
I'm thoroughly enjoying the way the life points are counting down here.
the slow drain.
Yeah, they're just...
Get the anime sound effects in.
Oh, I didn't actually know how far he was going to go down. I said beep just as it finished.
Rolling health is an interesting mechanic. You see that in some other games from time to time.
Yeah.
No rolling health mechanic here. Heidinger, if he goes to 0, he goes to 0, no matter how long it takes.
Yeah. I should have just rolled with that. I should have just been pretending like I knew it was going to happen and I beeped at the right time.
And it's bad times for Kai as he's forced to just set a monster and pass.
Yeah, Kai's not had a really good run during this particular matchup.
And he had a kind of a marathon match in his semifinals against him from Korea.
Yeah.
That match went very, very long.
Oh, yeah, I saw that against
There was
Altergeist.
a lot of translation required and a lot of complex situations, and it went close to 30 minutes
Yep.
past time. with extensions. So that's exhausting. And to have to come back here and play one more against an opponent who might be fresher, that's tough.
Here we go. So Charlie flips a third.